teacher, and good day classmate. Our topic today is all about approaches to performance management. So, management is the process ensuring that employees' work contributes to the goals of an organization. There are some approaches to performance management with its own strength. So, the performance management in human resources is a continuous process nga nag-involve ang planning, monitoring, ug evaluating sa performance sa mga employee para ma-ensure nga ang goals sa organization and performance sa mga employee kay na-achieve nila or nagampanan nila ang ilang role ug dapat pud align sa ilang specific field ang ilang ginahimo ug align dapat sa goals and objectives sa company. So, naay approach to performance management nga effective and very helpful sa mga employees and all naay advantage sa company para mas mapalago nila ang usa business.
Performance management is employees are reviewed once or twice a year by their manager. The focus is on the past performance and feedback is given in a formal setting. So employees are reviewed by their manager twice a week by reviewed and their performance so that the manager will monetize how they commit to their work and how efficient they are.
Next is management by objectives or MBO. So what is MBO? It is a strategic management approach that aims to improve organizational performance by aligning individual goals with company objectives. It involves a collaborative process between managers and employees to set clear, measurable, achievable, and time-bound SMART goals. So next is the 5 steps of MBO. So first is define organizational objectives. The process begins with establishing clear goals for the entire company, and these goals should be aligned with the organization's mission and vision. So next is translate organizational goals into employee objectives. So managers work with individual employees to translate the company's objective into specific goals for each person. This ensures that everyone understands how their work contributes to the larger picture. Then next is encourage employee participation in setting objectives. Employees are actively involved in setting their own objectives. This fosters a sense of ownership and commitment, leading to greater motivation and management. The next is monitor progress. Managers regularly monitor employee progress towards their objectives. This involves tracking key performance indicators or the KPIs and providing ongoing feedback. Then number 5, evaluate and reward employee progress at predetermined intervals like quarterly or annually. Managers evaluate employee performance against their objectives, and rewards are provided for achieving goals, and areas for improvement are discussed. Then next is the benefits of MBO. So first is improved performance. Employees are more likely to be productive when they understand their goal and how they contribute to the company's success. The next is increased motivation and engagement. Involving employees in goal setting and providing feedback fosters a sense of ownership and commitment. The next is enhanced communication. MBO promotes open communication between managers and employees, facilitating better understanding and collaboration. The next is clearer focus. By defining specific objectives, MBO helps Employees prioritize tasks and focus their efforts on achieving desired outcomes. And then next is the limitations of MBO. So first, overemphasis on goals. MBO can sometimes lead to an overemphasis on achieving goals that the expense of other important factors such as company culture or employee well-being. Then next is subjectivity and bias. The the evaluation process can be subjective potential to bias or unfair treatment. The next is time consuming. Implementing and managing MBO effectively requires significant time and effort. The next and lastly is lack of flexibility. M- MBO can be rigid and may not adapt well to changing circumstances or unexpected events. So, in summary, MBO can be a valuable tool for improving organizational performance. However, it's important to be aware of its limitations and to implement it thoughtfully by combining MBO with other management practices. Organization can create a more comprehensive and effective approach to performance management.
Hi everyone! So our topic is approaches to performance management. So my topic is 360-degree feedback. So 360 is a performance appraisal method where an employee receives feedback from multiple sources, supervisors, peers, subordinates, and sometimes clients. So ang purpose kay provide a comprehensive view of employee performance, encourage personal and professional development, improve communication and teamwork, support performance reviews and succession planning. So, challenges: risk of bias or dishonesty. Next is may cause defensiveness or conflict and requires a supportive culture and confidentiality and time consuming. So, benefits is balanced perspective on performance, increases self-awareness, and enhances leadership and interpersonal skills, and lastly is promotes continuous improvement.
Performance management. So what is continuous performance management? Continuous performance management is a modern approach to employee evaluation that emphasizes ongoing feedback, coaching, and development throughout the year. Rather than relying on infrequent formal appraisals, it shifts the focus from past performance to future growth and improvement, fostering a culture of continuous learning and development. So next is the key elements of the CPM or the continuous performance management. So kundray na siya yung upat ka key elements. So first is the dynamic goal setting. So what is dynamic goal setting? So CPM uses flexible, adaptable goals adjusted based on changing needs and employee progress. Then second is frequent feedback. So what is frequent feedback? It is regular feedback is crucial using various methods, so such as meetings, check-ins, and other forms of feedback. Then next is robust data collection. So CPM relies on data-driven insights to inform performance management decisions. This involves collecting data from various sources such as performance metrics, feedback surveys, and employee self-assessments. The next is employee self-evaluation. So CPM encourages employees to take ownership of their performance by actively engaging in self-reflection and self-assessment. This promotes self-awareness and helps employees to identify areas for improvements. Then next is the benefits of CPM. So first is improve employee engagement. CPM fosters a sense of ownership and accountability by involving employees in the performance management process. And next is enhanced communication. CPM kay dana siya kanang regular feedback and chickens promote open communication and collaboration between managers and employees. Then next is real-time performance improvement. By providing timely feedback, CPM helps employees identify and address performance issues promptly. leading to faster improvement. And next is increased employee development. CPM focuses on continuous learning and development, helping employees acquire new skills and advance their, their careers. So next is strong organizational culture. So CPM promotes a culture of transparency, feedback, and continuous improvement, leading to a more engaged and productive workforce. Then next is the challenges of implementing continuous performance management. So first, cultural shift, moving from traditional annual performance reviews to continuous model requires a significant shift in organizational culture. Then next is managerial buy-in. Managers need to be trained and equipped to provide effective feedback and coaching on an ongoing basis. Then next is time commitment. Implementing CPM effectively requires a significant time commitment from both managers and employees. And lastly, data management. Collecting and analyzing data from multiple sources can be complex and require appropriate tools and systems. So in summary, CPM offers a more effective and engaging approach to performance management. However, successful implementation requires a commitment to cultural change, a commitment to cultural change, manager training, and a robust data management system. By embracing these principles, organization can create a culture of continuous improvement and unlock the full potential of their workforce.
So next approach is behavioral anchored rating skills or BARS. A behavioral anchored rating skills or BAR is a performance appraisal method that uses a specific example of behavior to define different performance level. So it is a more objective and detailed approach compared to the traditional rating scales. So how bars work? So first is job analysis. This process begins by identifying the key behavior or competences required for a successful in a specific job role. So first, we need to figure out what action and skills someone need to be good at their work. Then the second is behavioral description. So SME or subject matter expert describe this behavior is an observable and measurable terms, creating a specific example tailored to the job. Ang SME is nag-write down sila o mga example sa action ang skills in a way that easy to see and measure. So the third is anchoring. So anchoring is a rating skills is created with a specific performance level, usually ranging from excellent to poor. So, which is the means excellent, so pinakataas ni siya. So, since sa poor, mo na siya pinakamaba. So, bali mo rin ni siya o ganang, mo ni siya level nga atong i-describe kung unsa na atong nakita or behavior nga nakita ana nga person. The next is evaluation. This helps determine which level on the rating skills best represent the observed behavior. So, which is, manili siya ang time nga mag-observe ta or natin someone nga obserbahan, which is ato siyang tan-awon kung asa siya nga belong nga skills or level nga pwede nato siya nga maritan. Then, so nasa'y advantages ang VAR. So, ang first advantages niya is reduce bias and subjectivity. So, since the rating are tied to real behavior, personal opinions or favoritism has less influence. So, pag magamit na ng bars, which is more siya og fair na siya sa tanan. Fair and clear. Then, next is clarifies performance expectation. The employee know exactly what kind of behavior is expected to achieve higher ratings. So, pag makakuha na ka, so na naman siya mga kuhan, which is na naman siya mga feedback na atong madawatan, so makabalo na ang employees kung unsa iyang mga possible nga iyang bag-uhon or improve pa aron makadawat siya og mga high ratings. Then last is provides more detailed and job relevant feedback. So manager can give constructive feedback based on actual action which help in employee development. So manager is matag sa sila og feedback aron mas ma-improve pa ang employee nga tarungon niya iyang trabaho or mas improve pa niya iyang mga skills or iyang mga pambuhat. Then nasay, kung naa siya advantages, nasa siya disadvantages or gitawag nato nga limitations sa bars. So ang first niya is time consumption to develop. So anong time consumption to develop man siya? Because it's creating behavior anchors for a very job requires interview, observation, and collaboration. Then next is na po siya requires regular updates. So mag-regular update ni siya para as the rule and responsibilities involved, the skill must be revised to stay relevant. So aron mas ma-relevant siya is kailangan required jud ang pag-update kanang pag-update adlaw sa atong bars. So last is may not fully captured complex job rules. Some jobs involve dynamic or creative tasks that are hard to break down into a fixed behavior. So, nasa uban nga mga chat na difficult to describe all the important action with a simple skill. So, in conclusion, bars help judge how well employees do their job by using a real-life example of good and bad work, making it fairer and clear. So that's all for the behavior anchor rating skills. So let's move on to the next performance approach management. Is a balanced scorecard or BSC. So a balanced scorecard is a strategic management tool that helps organizations align to their action with their vision and strategy. It is a comprehensive framework that goes beyond traditional financial measures. It includes non-financial aspects like customer satisfaction, internal processes, and learning growth. So this means that these tools it help the company to make sure that their actions match their goals. Instead of looking only in the money or the profit, it also look like how customer happy and how well things run internally and how much company growth and learned. So here are the key features of the balanced scorecard. So first is the financial perspective. Financial perspective is measure the financial performance like the profitability and revenue or the ROI. So this financial perspectivity is muna siya ang magkuhan og pila or how many pila naka kwarta ang nakuan tigum sa kumpanya. Then next is the customer perspective. Assesses customer satisfaction, loyalty, and market share. The next is internal processes perspective. Evaluate operational efficiency and effectivity like itong mga product, mga innovation, and ilang mga services. Then last is the learning and growth perspective. So this is a focuses of innovation, learning, and improvements sa mga employee skills sa mga technology o sa culture sa kumpanya. So another key features is the strategic objective. It is a specific goal aligned with the overall strategy and vision. So when it comes to a balanced scorecard, na dapat sila usa ka goal, which is o vision. Kailangan maabot nila ang vision sa usa ka kumpanya. Goal o ang vision sa kumpanya. So next is the key performance indicator or KPI. It's a quantifiable metrics tracking process toward objectives. So, ang inyong trabaho is that it is a number that show how well the company is going toward each goal. The next is initiatives. Project undertaken to achieve objectives and drive improvement. The last is the strategy map. So, mali siya ang visual nga mo-present sa cause and effect relationship between sa perspective o sa objectives. So, napoy benefit si Balance Scorecard. So, yung benefit, so first is the strategic alignment. So, BSC is aligned all organizational levels with the strategic goals, ensuring unified objective. Second is performance measurement. It provides a multi-dimensional framework for measuring performance beyond financial metrics. Then, communication transparency. So, facilitates communicate of strategic goals and progress, promoting transparency and accountability. So, last is the continuous improvement. So, encourage a culture of ongoing improvement by identifying and tracking areas for enhancement. So next is how to develop a balanced scorecard. So saan pag-develop o pag-achieve aning balanced scorecard? First is define the organization's vision and strategy. So it articulate long-term goals and the strategy to approach and to achieve them. Then, the second is identify key perspective. So determine the four most relevant perspective for organizational success. Then the third is set strategic objectives. So define the specific objective for each perspective that align with the overall strategy. So number 4 is to choose KPI. Select measurable KPI to track a progress toward each objectives. Fifth is to develop initiatives. Outline the specific action or project to drive improvement and meet objectives. Then sixth is create as a strategy map. Visualize a relationship between a perspective and the objectives and initiative to clarify the strategic roadmap. In summaries, the balanced scorecard is the biggest picture tool that help companies make sure they're doing what they plan to do. It looks at how many money they make, how happy their customers are, and how well things run inside the company. So this help everyone work together and toward the same goals, making the company better overall. So, if the behavioral and card reading skills is for individual performance, the balanced scorecard is focuses on the company's growth and success.
Coaching and development focused approach. Instead of evaluating performance, this approach focuses on developing employees through ongoing coaching and feedback. Benefits: support long-term employee through the skill enhancement, fosters a culture of continuous improvement, encourages stronger manager-employee relationship and open communication, builds employee confidence and motivation. Challenges: may not effectively solve short-term performance problems. Requirements, time, consistency, and commitment from leadership can be difficult to measure success in the short term.
Let's proceed to self-assessment and peer reviews. Self-assessment and peer reviews is employees evaluate their own performance and get feedback from their peers. This can give a different perspective on how they are doing. So, the self-assessment and peer reviews, this is an important tool in a comprehensive performance management system. Meaning is self-assessment and peer reviews mo provide ang feedback sa employees performance and also makatabang ni siya para ma-encourage ka to work well, and also a self-awareness para makabalo sad ang employee kung unsa pay need i-improve sa ilang skills and performance, and also para mas ma-encourage sila to work well o para makabalo sad sila sa level of performance sa ilang katrabaho ug mabos pa ilang confident despite sa hard times and sa kadaghan nilang trabahoon. This is very important to have a self-assessment and peer reviews in making performance fair and effective. That's all, and thank you.